If you're a student trying to decide between iPad and MacBook, there's a good chance you've already watched 5 different videos telling you 5 different answers. Some people will tell you the iPad is the perfect choice because it's portable, works with Apple Pencil, and can basically become a laptop when you need a keyboard. Others will tell you to just completely forget iPad and just buy a MacBook. And honestly, after using both, I think both sides are actually missing the point. Because the real question isn't which device is better, it's what you actually want to do with it. I used an iPad and a MacBook for studying, and the biggest difference isn't really the hardware, it's the software and the way you interact with each device. Let's start with the iPad because this is where things get interesting. The biggest advantage of the iPad for students is obvious. You can write directly on the screen. With the Apple Pencil you can take handwritten notes, draw diagrams, highlight things, and especially for subjects such as mathematics, physics or engineering, you can write things down exactly how you would write it on a paper. And the experience is genuinely good. But here's the problem. Not everyone is actually faster at handwriting. Personally, I can type significantly faster than I write. So if I'm sitting in a fast lecture and the professor is moving through slides quickly, trying to handwrite every important point isn't necessarily the most efficient solution. I just open my MacBook and start typing. There is, however, one situation where I almost always prefer the iPad. Maths. Typing equations and mathematical symbols can sometimes become really annoying, while writing them with a pencil feels natural. And that's where the iPad starts making sense. But what happens when you want to use the iPad as an actual computer? There's where things become a little more complicated. You can obviously connect a keyboard and mouse, and technically you can do most of the same thing you will do on a laptop. But iPadOS still isn't the macOS. Applications like Word, PowerPoint and other productivity software don't always give you the same functionality or workflow you get on a Mac. File management can also feel more restrictive. On a MacBook you can treat your files and folders exactly like you'd expect from a traditional computer. On an iPad the experience is much more mobile oriented. And that may sound like a small difference. But when you're working on dozens of assignments, PDFs, presentations and other university files, those little inconveniences start adding up. There's another big thing students almost every time forget about: university software. Some universities use specialized applications for online exams, secure browsers, or other tools that are designed primarily for traditional computers. Depending on your university, you may discover that the iPad simply is not supported. So imagine spending a lot of money on an iPad only to find out you need a laptop anyway, for certain exams or assignments. That's why if you're only going to buy one device, I generally choose the MacBook. It gives you much more complete computer experience. And unlike an iPad, you don't have to worry whether a particular application will have all the features you need. But here's where I think the iPad actually becomes really useful. I wouldn't necessarily use it instead of a MacBook, I'd use it together with one. Think of the MacBook as your main workstation. Then the iPad becomes your secondary device. You can take it to lectures, use it for handwritten notes, small acquisitions, or simply use it when you don't want to carry a larger laptop around. And suddenly, the two devices complement each other instead of competing with each other. Now, if you're wondering how much you actually need to spend, don't make the mistake of thinking you need the Apple's most expensive hardware. For most students, you don't. If your workload is mainly web browsing, Microsoft Office, watching lectures, writing documents and doing normal university work, a basic MacBook is already more than capable. You don't need a MacBook Pro just because it has a more powerful chip. The same applies to the iPad. You probably don't need the most expensive iPad Pro just to take notes. A cheaper iPad paired with an Apple Pencil can already give you the main advantage you're looking for. And there's one accessory I personally think twice about it: the Magic Keyboard. Yes, it makes the iPad feel much more like a laptop, but once you've added the keyboard, you're spending a significant amount of money to turn a tablet into something that is still running iPadOS. At that point, you have to ask yourself, why just not buy a MacBook? So if you're a student and you're trying to make the decision right now, here's how I would approach it. If you can only buy one device, get the MacBook. And if your budget allows you both, that's probably the setup I'd choose. But there's a lot more powerful and cheaper Android tablets I'd buy instead of the iPad. So if you want to check what tablets I'd actually buy, check this video.